I'm watching her through the server room's security camera. Anya Sharma, she's leaning forward, her face illuminated by the glow of the console, a battlefield of cascading code. Her focus is absolute. She's bypassing the primary firewall. I say to the empty room, my own reflection a pale ghost on the monitor beside hers. Clever, my fingers dance across my keyboard, building a new wall just as she smashes through the last. This is the moment, the point of no return. But this terrifying, beautiful dance started hours ago, with a single blinking cursor that had become my own personal demon. That cursor was a predator inside my system, my home. It was fast, efficient, and methodical. It was hunting the ghost. And I knew Julian wouldn't settle for second best. He would have hired a legend. My encrypted alert system proved me right the next morning. It flagged an all-hands, Priority 1 internal memo from Julian. I pulled it up, the Aegis letterhead a familiar sting. The subject line was stark, Project Chimera. The body was classic Julian, a performance of calm control masking deep-seated panic. He'd hired a new head of threat analysis. Her name was Anya Sharma. A quick search confirmed my fears. She wasn't just good, she was the best. Credited with dismantling two of the largest dark web syndicates, Julian had brought in a ghost killer. He was terrified, and he was spending a fortune to make the problem go away. A small, cold smile touched my lips. Good, let him bleed money, let him feel the walls closing in. This was the fear I'd lived with for 3 years. It was his turn now. The game had changed. This wasn't just about planting seeds of chaos anymore. Now I had a professional adversary on my tail. I couldn't just hide. I had to lead her somewhere. My plan was simple, elegant in its cruelty. I'd let her follow my tracks. I'd leave a trail of digital breadcrumbs, carefully crafted to look like a clumsy mistake, a trail that would lead her directly to Aegis's biggest rival, Nexus Dynamics. Julian already suspected them. He was a man who saw assassins in every shadow. I'd just give his paranoia a name and an address. "All right, Anya," I whispered to her grainy image on my screen. "Let's see how good you really are." The first breadcrumb was a corrupted log file. I planted it deep in the archives, a file that, when reconstructed, pointed to an IP address block owned by Nexus. It was a rookie mistake, something the ghost would never make. It was bait. I watched her find it within the hour. She was patient. She didn't bite, not right away. She circled it, tested it from a dozen different angles. I felt a flicker of professional respect. She wasn't some corporate drone. She was an artist. The next 2 days we danced. I'd create a ghost image on a decommissioned server. She'd find the residue. I'd use an old exploit to trip a minor alarm. She'd trace it back, not to me, but to the false trail I was laying. I was a ghost in her machine, always one step ahead, guiding her, puppet mastering her investigation. It felt like coming alive again. For years, my code had been a tool for Julian's ambition. Now it was a weapon, my weapon. I had her so deep inside my maze that I could even tap into her internal video calls. That's how I saw Julian. He looked terrible. His tailored suit was sharp as ever, but his eyes were sunken, dark with sleepless nights. He was losing control, and he hated it. "Is there anything?" he snapped, his voice tight on the feed. "Any progress at all?" Anya was on the other end of the call, her expression unreadable. "The intruder is sophisticated. They're using proprietary architecture, your own system, against you. They know it intimately." "I know that," Julian hissed. "I need a name. I'm paying you a small fortune for a name." "Rushing this will only lead to mistakes," she replied, her voice calm, a cool stream of water on his fire. "The data fragments I've recovered suggest a possible origin point. It's starting to look like an external attack, possibly corporate espionage." I leaned back, a genuine smile breaking through. She was taking the bait. "Nexus Dynamics," Julian said, the name a curse on his lips. "I knew it." "It's a strong possibility," Anya confirmed, giving him exactly what he wanted to hear. But I need to be certain. Let me work. The call ended. He was hooked. The trap was almost set. All I needed was one more piece, one final, damning piece of evidence to seal their fate. But as I prepared to plant it, a thought pricked at me. Anya was too good. What if she saw the frame-up for what it was? I needed leverage, something on her, just in case. I dove into the Aegis HR archives, tunneling back through layers of security I myself had built. I pulled up her file. It was pristine. Top of her class, glowing recommendations, a career without a single misstep. There was nothing there. Frustrated, I started to close the connection, but my eyes snagged on a file directory. Ethics committee hearings, red-flagged terminations, my termination. A cold wave washed over me. I'd never seen the official report. My exit had been so brutal, so swift, handled by Julian's personal lawyers with an NDA that could choke a whale. Curiosity, dark and bitter, made me click. The file opened. In the matter of Leo Vance, I scanned the jargon-filled pages, the fabricated evidence of data theft, the expert testimony from Julian's cronies. It was the story of my own execution. Then I got to the final page. The vote. The committee's recommendation to the board. Unanimous recommendation for immediate termination. My throat tightened. I knew it, but seeing it in black and white felt like the blade going in all over again. But wait, it wasn't unanimous. There was an addendum, a single paragraph at the bottom, dissenting opinion filed. My heart hammered against my ribs. I scrolled down. The vote was 4-1, 4 votes to fire me, to erase me, and 1 vote against. One person in that whole rotten company who thought the evidence was thin, who argued for a formal investigation instead of a summary execution. One person who stood up for me. My eyes found the signature at the bottom of the dissent. My breath caught in my throat. Anya Sharma, the world tilted on its axis. The hunter, the adversary, the one person standing between me and my revenge, had been the only person who had my back. Everything I thought I knew about this game shattered. She wasn't just Julian's weapon. She was the one juror who voted not guilty. Why? She didn't know me. We'd never met. Was it just a sense of professional ethics? A refusal to rubber stamp a corporate hit? My plan to frame Nexus dynamics suddenly felt crude, clumsy. I was using her, turning her own integrity into a weapon against an innocent company, all to get to Julian. I was becoming him. The thought was nauseating. I looked back at my other monitor, at the live feed of her in the server room. She was so close. The final breadcrumb I'd laid, the one that would irrefutably point to Nexus, was sitting in a data packet, waiting for her to open it. She was seconds away, and in that moment, my entire strategy changed. This wasn't about misdirection anymore. This was about a choice. A terrible, terrifying risk. I watched her cursor hover over the corrupted packet. My heart pounded. Don't open it, I thought. See the trap. Be as good as I think you are. Her cursor moved away. She didn't open it. She bypassed it completely, as if she knew it was a forgery. A shiver went down my spine. She wasn't just following my trail. She knew I was leading her. She was ignoring the obvious path and was now digging into the system architecture itself, looking for the ghost's real signature. She was looking for me, and now I'm here, watching her slice through my firewalls, one after another, her skill a thing of terrifying beauty. She's not hunting a rival company's hacker. She knows the truth is deeper than that. She's hunting the architect. My hands are poised over my keyboard. I could lock her out. I could trigger a system purge that would erase my tracks and throw her back to square one. I could vanish again. It would be the smart play, the safe play. But the image of her signature on that document burns in my mind. One vote, one voice of reason in a chorus of betrayal. I have to know, I have to take the risk. My fingers move, not building another wall, but writing a message. It's anonymous, encrypted, routed through a dozen shell networks. It contains no text, no threats, no explanations, just one thing, a single, elegant line of code. It's from an obsolete security module deep inside Aegis, a module we decommissioned years ago, a module only 2 people on Earth would remember. Julian, who ordered it shut down, and me, the man who wrote it. It contains a tiny, beautiful flaw in its logic. a signature hidden in plain sight. My signature, I hit send. The line of code appears on her screen. I watch her face on the security feed. She stops typing, her eyes narrow, reading the line. She reads it again. A flicker of something crosses her face. Recognition. I hold my breath. The server room is silent. My apartment is silent. The whole world seems to have stopped, waiting for her next move. A minute passes. It feels like a lifetime. My screen is blank. Did she ignore it? Is she tracing it? Is a SWAT team about to break down my door? Then a new message appears on my screen. A reply from her. It contains only 2 words. Hello, Leo.